Hi everyone, it's me, Diana, the Doll Fairy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do something that I have been putting off for like 2 years now, which is actually decorating the diorama that I built. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I built this diorama in 1/3 scale for smart dolls. And it's quite large, it's very wide, but it's actually kind of narrow. So I'm a little bit limited in what I can actually do with this space. My original idea was to make this room a bedroom and then kind of like have maybe even like a little kitchenette or something like that. And then I got this really lovely bed from Doll Furniture Studio along with the chair. And I really love both pieces. However, the bed is really large because smart dolls are really large. So the bed kind of takes up literally half of the diorama. I think what I'm gonna do is actually remove the bed. I'm gonna make this room into a cottagecore style sewing workshop meant for the new iteration of the Doll Fairy. My vision is really like this is literally a little cottage in the forest where a fairy has her workshop. The most important things that this room is going to have will be a sewing table, a sewing machine, a dress form. I want to make like a thread rack and shelves including lots of little supplies like buttons and ribbons and cute stuff like that. I do want to have some kind of a seating area or like a couch or a bench or something, and maybe a little table for snacks. I have a lot of plates and stuff like that, which I'm going to want to use because I just love them. They're so cute. I've actually been collecting stuff for this diorama, props and everything, for a very long time. And so I have a couple of boxes actually of stuff that I've just been collecting here and there that I want to kind of go through first and decide exactly what's going to go in here and what's not going to go in here. Here is the largest box for us to look through. Real quick, I just want to show you my really cute socks that have hedgehogs on them. The hedgehogs are roasting marshmallows to make s'mores. So this is the biggest box, full of stuff. Strings of lights. This one has little llamas on it. This one has flowers. And then this one, oops, has just like leafy vines. This really cool little like picket fence type little pieces of wood. This definitely has to get used somehow. I also have a lot of stationery stuff I collected. These are like little binders, more stationery stuff. There's a mini stapler and a staple remover and tape and scissors. This really cool little flower pot. Pieces of wood that I can use to build some furniture pieces and stuff. These are like little decorative wooden trims that I'd like to use somewhere. This piece of beveled glass I thought would make a really beautiful cabinet. These candlesticks I thought would be the perfect base for a stool. Miniature toys. These cute Sanrio mugs. Got a lot of little plushies and stuff. Oh, and I have Pusheen, oh my gosh. This is really cute. It's a lamp. It's a Christmas ornament, but it looks like the lamp from Toy Story. I've got some hinges for making cabinets and some of these little, what do you call these? Handles? Oh my gosh, so I have this Barbie dream house, IRL, but they also made a Christmas ornament of it. This is a Hallmark Christmas ornament, and it is so adorable, and it's very detailed. So this is a chandelier for a locker, but I'd need to add some bit of like ceiling in order to make that work. This stuff is just like all wood pieces that I can use for building furniture, cabinets, and stuff like that. This thing I might use. This is my box of plates and bowls. I've just found so many cute ones. And here's some random stuff that I have bought here and there. Some of these things are blind bags I wanted to do like unbox in a different video. Backpack that just needs some straps added to it. This is cool. It's a very wabi-sabi looking like a vase for a plant. Some boba drinks that are keychains. Last but not least, these are miniature mason jars, which I think would be so cute for, you know, putting little miniature craft supplies in. I mean, they are kind of large. If you're a smart doll, they would be really like kind of gigantic, but they're still mini and cute, so I think it'll work. One prop I absolutely know I will need for this space is a smart doll dress form. So I head over to Beth Ramsden's channel, where she has a full tutorial on how to sew one, and a pattern which you can buy on her website, bethramsden.com. I'll leave the link in the description to both so that you can do the same if you want your own smart doll dress form. I highly recommend it. This was actually pretty easy to sew up, it was very clear, and it didn't take too long and it turned out really well. So okay, so I've kind of come up with the plan. It's taken me a really, really long time. The main, like most important thing in the room is the desk area where we're going to have the sewing machine, and there's going to be a hutch above it with little shelves that will have lots of craft supplies and stuff that will look really cute and add a lot of detail to the room, and that way when you look at the room you know that it's a sewing workshop. That's the whole point. So that's like kind of the focal point of the whole room. Then I have my dress form here next to the desk. I just didn't attach it to a stand yet. I need this to be taller. Here, all the way over here, where you can't really see, is this is just a smart doll box that I have here, but it's going to be like a bench couch type thing. I want to make it really cute and look sort of like an old-fashioned, like Victorian, like bench style sofa. Over here I have another smart doll box standing up, and this I'm going to make into sort of like a curio cabinet type thing. On top I have this little triple mirror thing. I broke it while I was looking at it before, but I should be able to fix it with some glue. This will be like, you know, there'll be jewelry there. I'm gonna put like a couple little perfume bottles on there. It's gonna be like, you know, if you come to the shop to get dressed up and, you know, get fitted for your dress or whatever, and then you can pick out like little necklaces and accessories over here or something like that. I don't know. And I'm gonna use some of these like cool little wood pieces, and I'm gonna try to use this beveled glass that I really like to make like a cool cabinet over here in this area. I didn't make it yet, but I'm going to make like a clothing stand here to and like little hangers and stuff, and we'll just put clothes on there. Right here I have a little thing. It's like gonna be a little table, and right above that I don't know if you could see that, I put this piece of foam board up here to make like a partial ceiling where I'm gonna put the what do you call this thing? Chandelier. And I think it's like totally unnecessary, but like it's gonna look so adorable. I have like a ton of work to do, and this already took me most of today. I scheduled 2 days for myself to do this. Kind of doubt that I'll be able to do the whole thing in 2 days, but we're gonna try. Hello again. It's now day 2. And I haven't really made much more progress. I did make a pattern for the back of my little couch thing that I'm gonna make, and I bought some more like wooden dowels and things that I'm gonna need. And so today we are just gonna be like crafting, mega crafting today. That's my plan anyway. Bad news is it's super cloudy today, so there's like no natural light in here today. So it looks very yellowy, I'm sorry. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fix the mirror that I broke yesterday. Then I'm gonna start cutting up some of the wood pieces, and because I'm gonna need to paint them too, so I'm gonna cut and paint those so they can dry, and then I can assemble things. So I'm also using this tool, which is like I don't know what to call it. It's an easy cutter. We got this for building a dollhouse, actually. You can like change the angle and cut pieces of molding and trim at like the correct angle. And it's kind of working to cut these pieces of wood also. These are the legs for the desk. So I measured and cut a dowel to be the right size in the dress form. So I'm just gonna take that one right out. and put this one in, and hopefully that's gonna work. It should, theoretically. All right, okay, that was easier than I expected. I'm gonna use this wood piece as a base. So I need to see if I can use my Dremel maybe to drill a hole through this, or if I need to ask somebody else to drill it for me. Weird camera angle, I know, I'm sorry. I am working on cutting out the couch back. And it's like a very, like Victorian kind of shape. Oh, so close. So I'm going to use this cardboard box, which is from Chewy.com. I'm going to just make this into a simple bookshelf style shelf. I have this pretty scrapbook paper that I'm going to use for like the lining. And for the whole rest of it, I was thinking about painting it white. And honestly, I'm not sure which would be easier, but I think it'll be easier and smoother to just use, this is some white poster board to do, you know, the inside and the outside and just cover the whole thing and make it white. And then I'm gonna make some shelves out of some pieces of foam board. Looking pretty good, and I'm going to glue this to the top of this. For the sewing desk, I'm using a large piece of foam board for the top, along with this miniature wooden chest of drawers I got from a craft store to hold up one end. I already painted it white a long time ago. The other end will utilize the two pieces of wood I recently cut and painted white as well. As with most of the pieces in this diorama, I'm assembling them using my beloved Fast Grab tacky glue. So for this cabinet, I'm going to use this piece of beveled glass that I really want to use. And I'm going to use this piece of dull packaging, the clear part, as like the base for the cabinet, and then I can glue molding around it and it'll look, I think, really pretty. I'm really banking on this glue drying clear, so let's hope that actually happens. I'm using a Smart Doll accessory box for this shelf, which is going to be a little eclectic, as you can see, with a bit of whimsical backing paper here. The cabinet is going to be installed on the left top corner. I really want the cabinet to open, so I'm using real hinges, but they have nothing to screw into, so I need to add strips of wood to both the cabinet door and the inside of the cardboard box I'm using for the cabinet structure. This took forever to do, it doesn't open all the way, and it's quite delicate, so I don't really recommend it unless you're building your furniture out of real wood, but the end result is quite pretty, so I'm satisfied. I'm building the clothing rack from scratch out of a bunch of the wood scraps I have. I believe I started by cutting 4 pieces of the square dowels to about 18 inches tall for the 4 corners of the structure. I glued 2 of the rectangular pieces to each pair of dowels in order to give them stability and create the 2 sides of the rack. I used the 2 12-inch pieces of decorative wood trim to create the top and bottom front pieces. These have a pretty leaf pattern on them that you can't quite see in this photo because they're face down.
I used some other wood trim I had to connect the back dowels, and these will create a base for shelves to rest on. Perfect! I'm inserting round dowels where I can hang the clothing hangers, and as long as the tacky glue holds up, we're in business. I'm using the top of a MacBook Pro box, generously donated by my husband, for the hutch above the desk. I have just enough of this trim left over to make the top of it look really cute. In order to make a thread rack to go above the desk, I used an extra thick rectangle of foam board and cut and glued some wood trim for a frame. I cut a bunch of toothpicks in half, which will act as the pegs to hold the threads. After marking with a pencil where I want each peg, I simply stab the sharp end of the toothpick into the foam board at a 45-degree angle. For the thread spools, I used a little cardboard roll from some packaging that I cut into small pieces and just wound some nice colors of thread around each one. Then I simply glued it into the hutch. This turned out really cute for a minimal amount of work, so yay. I painted and prepped these fancy little wood pieces to look like drawers that I will glue on a couple different furniture pieces, including the bench and some of the shelves.
Okay, so I've pretty much run out of time for day 3, and I'm still not finished, unfortunately, but here's a quick rundown of what I've done. I changed the plan for this side of the room a bit. The clothes rack is there. I put the shelf over here, and I think I'm not going to put the cafe table thing here anymore. That just really wasn't working out for me. I did add a bit of poster board for ceiling, like a small bit of ceiling, so that I can put the chandelier there anyway, because I think it'll look pretty. I built the clothing rack from scratch, and I'm very proud of that. The desk and the hutch are pretty much all done. They just need to be decorated with lots of little things. And I need to put the fixtures on the drawers. And I finished this entire cabinet today. It's okay. It's kind of cute. It's not perfect, but I'm going with, it's supposed to be shabby chic or something. So for the bench, I really just need to do the cushion part. I cut out the cardboard pieces that I'm gonna put the fabric around. So once I do the fabric parts, then I can just glue all these other pieces on there, but that's pretty much ready to go once the cushions are done. And it's finally starting to look like something.
To make the couch cushions, I made these cardboard cutouts to act as the base, which are smaller than the couch back and seat so that you will still see a border of white around them for decorative purposes. I'm using a pretty pink knit fabric with a nice texture to it to cover them up. I cut and glue on 3 layers of quilt batting for each one. Then I glue the fabric over the quilt batting and tightly glue them to the back of the cushion so that it looks really smooth and nice. I can't wait to see how these will look on the finished bench.
Hello again, everybody. We are back. It's a new day, and we're hopefully gonna finish up the diorama today. I made my couch cushions, which I think turned out pretty darn cute. The only thing I'm thinking of doing is like stitching a little pucker in these. I think that'll make it look more like a Victorian couch or something. And then I'm gonna glue them to the pieces of the bench. I'm gonna glue on the little drawers, add the little armrests, and then the bench will be ready. This shelf here, I don't know how well you can see it, but it needs some help. I decided it wasn't tall enough. It's gonna need something underneath it. So I'm gonna just kind of create another little block of foam board underneath it. So I put the chandelier up. I literally just used some sticky tack, like a good amount of sticky tack. And I really don't know if it's gonna stay. Fingers crossed that it just stays up. So the chandelier fell down already. It's literally only been like 5 minutes since I said my fingers were crossed. I'm going to try to cut a little hole in the ceiling. Like I'm gonna make a little slit that goes to here and a hole here, so that this part of it can be on the top and it can just hang from the ceiling. I did it. It should be pretty secure now.
Here, I'm just gluing the decorative handles onto the drawers for the desk, and then I think we're ready to put the finishing touches on this diorama. I picked out a bunch of clothing pieces in coordinating colors from my collection, including some that I've made and some that others have made. Above all of the craft supplies, this shelf here is for my dolls. These miniature Blythe dolls are super cute and all ready to be customized. So here it is, and I am so darn proud of it. Overall, the project itself took around 5 days instead of 2, but that's still so much better than being indecisive about the decor and procrastinating for 2 years. Once I got it into my head to make this diorama a part of the Doll Fairy's new look and turn it into my dream cottage workshop, I was so much more motivated than ever to just go for it and make it a reality. I love that I was able to incorporate a lot of the cute little props I've been collecting, but also keep a cohesive theme of sewing and crafting. I anticipate adding to it here and there as time goes on. For instance, I would like to add some curtains to the windows and also add more miniature plants and fairy lights, maybe a couple more shelves on the walls. I will probably also do lots of photo shoots here in this room, and I'm excited to have a nice backdrop to show off my latest smart doll creations. What do you think of my Woodland workshop? Do you think the new Doll Fairy looks at home in here? I'd like to take a moment to thank my patrons who helped to make all of this doll magic possible. If you'd like to support the Doll Fairy to help me make more content, you can check out my Patreon, send some support through my Ko-fi page, or head over to my website, thedollfairy.com, to check out the new design for the site and browse my new collection of merchandise. Here's the new Doll Fairy t-shirt, which features the Doll Fairy artwork on the front in a floral doily design, along with the new wings and needle logo on the back. There's a tote bag featuring a similar design, which is perfect for using as a reusable shopping bag, for carrying books and notebooks, or even maybe transporting a doll or two. Speaking of books and notebooks, check out this spiral bullet journal I designed. It's designed to encourage you every time you open it with the phrase, "Be true to the magic in you" on the cover. I also put together this fleece crop sweatshirt design, which features the new Doll Fairy logo and a floral lace pattern print along the sleeves. Last but not least, add a little bit of doll magic to your laptop, notebook, sewing machine, or whatever you want with 2 new Doll Fairy vinyl sticker designs. Any of your purchases of Doll Fairy merchandise help to support this channel and my art in a huge way. So to anybody who wants to order something or even just browse my site, I want to say a big thank you. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you all again soon for more doll magic. Bye!